and I also added some bling and some 3D acrylic work. So if you guys would like to see how I completed this look, then just keep on watching. So for the purposes of today's video, I have already gone ahead and pre-made my tips using some clear practice nails that I had. They were super long and really perfect for this, so I just trimmed them down and attached them to my nails. And then I used Polygel to fill the nails, and then I left the ring finger slightly thinner than the rest because we are going to be encapsulating later on. And then for my base colours, I first started with the pointer finger. I went in and painted that with 2 coats of a white gel polish. I dried each coat for 30 seconds, and just ignore the middle finger at the moment. I first wanted to do sort of an ombre, then changed my mind halfway through, as I always do. I'm just cleaning up as I'm going along, and then I'm going in with a really tiny detail brush, and I'm doing some classic stripes going down this nail. I don't know about you guys, but something just reminds me of Halloween, and these stripes, every time I do a Halloween set, I always have to have these stripes. They just kind of feel like Halloween to me. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm maybe just a little bit of a weirdo. But I go ahead and apply thin stripes, and then when I'm happy, I dry those stripes, and then on the next layer I thicken them up, and then I pop them again into my LED light to dry. And then for my pinky, I went in with some of this Femme Fatale Nails glitter in Vimto Millions. It was absolutely stunning. So I just applied a layer of base coat to my nail, and then onto that wet base coat I sprinkled the glitter on, and then any excess or any little bald spots I just filled in with a little brush and also my finger to make sure I had a complete coverage on that whole nail. And then I popped that into my LED light for 60 seconds just to make sure that light penetrated all of that glitter. And then I just absolutely love this glitter. I mean, come on, look at it. It's so sparkly and so pretty, and really is one that was so eye-catching I couldn't not use it. So for my ring finger, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a little bit of encapsulating on this. So I have already pre-made my nail bed using Naio Nails Acrygel in Tempting Fate, which is an absolutely stunning colour. It's the first time I used it and I am in love. And then using my bristle gel, I go ahead and add a really thin clear layer of gel to that tip, so I have something to adhere my glitter to. And the glitter I'm using today is also from the Halloween pack from Femme Fatale Nails, and it's called Witch's Brew, and it is a purple, sort of purpley black mix with stars and a little dots in it, and they're in neon green and also orange, so I did my thumb to complement this nail. So using my favourite little brush here, this one is actually just a random brush from Rubeloff that I got from El Corazon years ago, but I absolutely love it for applying my glitters. Not only does it give me an even layer of glitter, but it also allows me to add the little pieces of chunky glitter anywhere that I wish, and I am so in love with it. If I could find the exact one, I will leave it down below. But as you can see, I evenly apply that glitter to the nail, and then using my brush that is still got a slight tacky layer from the gel on it, I randomly put all the little chunkier pieces so they're more visible once I cap this nail. So now we're moving on to the thumb, and for that I went with a little sort of Halloween-esque patchworks kind of design. So I'm going to be using Huckleberry, also I-23, both from Ink London, and then for the orange I only had one orange and it's by Kiki London, and this one is called Sunset Glow. So going right on to that polygel nail, I am just doing little different triangle shapes until I'm happy and fill the whole nail using the purple, orange and green. So I didn't film me doing the whole entire nail because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just went ahead and added various shapes and in various sizes to the whole nail, and I cured each, or flash cured it for about 15 seconds just so it wasn't running into the next colour. And then I went ahead and just kept repeating the process until the whole nail was full, and then I popped that nail into my LED light for 30 seconds. And then my next step was to go ahead and take a black gel pen and add lines where each of those colours meet. But instead of doing really large boxes, I added 2 tiny little ones in the corner just for a little extra dimension, so they kind of catch the eye a little bit more and to give this nail kind of a little bit more character. But you could go ahead and completely make any type of patchwork design that you want, but I just wanted to add different size boxes so the nail had a lot more character. And then when I was happy with that, I went ahead and popped that for a full cure, because I'm going to be adding tiny little stripes and I didn't want the first layer to run. So once they were dry, I'm now going ahead and taking my tiny detail brush and adding stripes going in the opposite direction, so we have a more sort of patchwork design, and it also kind of reminds me of Frankenstein's stitches, if that makes any sense. And then once again, when I was finished that, I popped that nail into my LED light for a full cure, and I added the first layer of top coat. This one completely needed 2 coats for an even layer, but I just put one on at that point. So this was after I decided to change the middle finger, so I'm now using my little nail practice stand because I'd already popped them off and was ready to file when I decided I didn't like the design that was on top. So I first started with a layer of Ink London's Huckleberry, and I put 2 coats of this, allowing each coat to dry for 30 seconds in between. And then I went ahead and added these absolutely gorgeous decals, also from Femme Fatale Nails, in their Halloween pack, and I'm going to be using the one in the top corner. So I just cut that to size, dipped it in some lukewarm water for about 15 seconds, peeled it off the back end, and then I just fiddled around with that nail until I was happy with the position of that decal, and then I top coated that nail and allowed it to dry for 30 seconds. And then to bring this nail in with the rest of the design, I also went ahead and added some of that Witch's Brew by Femme Fatale Nails. I basically used some clear acrylic, really tiny wet beads of that to disperse that onto the nail, so I covered the edges of that decal. And when I added the glitter, it kind of really brought the whole nail together, so it didn't look like a water decal, but it did, if that made any sense. It just sort of like complemented each other. And again, I dispersed those little pieces of orange and neon green stars so you could see them more prominent in the nail. And then when I was happy with the application of that glitter, I went ahead and allowed that nail to set, and I completely covered the whole nail with clear acrylic. And remember guys, if you are interested in any of the products that I use, I always leave them linked down below for you guys. So if you have spotted something in my videos that you would like, then always check them there. And I also want to mention that it is not Santa Claus that's doing my nails. That big fluffy arm coming in view, it was me in my house coat, because it is absolutely freezing. It's like Scotland went from having such marvellous weather to going outside and it would honestly freeze the nipples off a brass monkey. I'm not even kidding you guys, it is absolutely Baltic. So yeah, I was snuggled up in my house coat while I was doing this design. So please excuse that fluffy sleeve that keeps popping into view. And so for the roses on the pointer finger, I'm going to be using this nail mould that I got from AliExpress, and I first go in with really wet beads of Cjp's Black Smoke, which is basically a translucent black acrylic powder and is gorgeous. So I first added that to the bottom, and I basically did a wash over the bottom layer of the little mould, and then I filled it in with Ink London's Poitier, but I am using a monomer for each different brand, so I'm not mixing the acrylic with the wrong monomer. And basically what I do with these guys is, while I'm doing the first one, I go ahead and add the black smoke to the second one, and by the time I'm finished the first one, it's ready for the next layer so the colours don't mix together. And by the time I'm finished the second one, the first one is usually ready to pop out. You do not want to allow these flowers to dry completely, simply because you need them to be able to mould like to the curvature of your nail, and if they dry, it's going to be impossible. So I use some tiny beads of clear acrylic just to attach these to the nail, and I basically go ahead and hold them until they're in position, and I added 3 of these to that nail. So guys, this is what my design looks like once everything has been filed and buffed into shape, and I'm now going to go ahead and start blinging them up. Today I'm also going to be using another pack from Hazel Dixon and Cjp Crystals. This one is called Bespoke and is an absolutely beautiful mix of crystals. So I'm going to be applying that with my YD Bongel from El Corazon and my Ink London Ijel Pro Topcoat. So I do start with the larger bits of bling. I first put a ball of that gel to the top of the nail, and then I apply them in a sort of circle shape, and then I flash cure them for about 15 seconds so I could go ahead and add the smaller bits. And then when I'm finished with the ring finger, I go ahead and add some bling to the pointer just to bring everything together. So I first start by adding the YD Bongel, and then I apply a layer of the Ink London top coat, and that's what I apply my crystals to. So I just press them into that gel, and then when I'm finished applying them all, I cure them for about 60 seconds, and I make sure I rotate my hand just so the light penetrates underneath all that bling and none pop off. And then I'm now going to go ahead and take that Ink London top coat again, and I'm going to go ahead and top coat all of those nails to bring out that design and make these nails just sparkle so pretty. And then when I'm finished with that, I did have to go ahead and add another layer of glitter to the pinky finger, so that's why I'm adding the top coat here, but I didn't add top coat, I left that so it was just more of a sprinkle method of glitter and it had more of a textured finish. And now I went ahead and washed my hands, so I'm going to go ahead and sanitize my nails now using this pocket back from Bath & Body Works. I absolutely love it. I'm almost out and my cousin got me it from America, so I'm gutted. And then I added my hand cream, and finally I'm going in with some peppermint cuticle oil, and that's this design complete. And finally guys, here is what the nails look like once everything is done, and I must admit I am absolutely in love with how this turned out, and I really hope you guys liked my take on these Halloween nails, and definitely let me know what you guys thought of today's design in the comment section below. And as always guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie, I am a complete nail polish addict, and on this channel you will find everything from nail art to swatches, reviews and the occasional haul. So if that's something that piques your interest, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that notifications bell. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!